Yeah, maybe over strategizing on my part. We're getting ready to go into a 4-game kind of streak. Trying to conserve a little bit, trying to make sure we have it. At the same time, I think we started a little bit more passive defensively, just because I didn't want to extenuate a ton of legs. Then we realized we were giving up way too much, so we picked it up a little bit. But I thought the execution of what they were trying to do was pretty good, pretty clear cut. We just got lost on a little of our matchups. I would say probably maybe a C plus on our execution, but we had 56 points in the paint, which is something that we've been trying to attack. Just getting higher percentage shots, tougher shots, and getting to the free throw line. I think we shot 21 free throws tonight, which is probably a high around for some, or at least close to a high. We don't typically get to the free throw line that often, so I like that about our play. I do think that just with their switches, they kind of had like an amoeba. They show zone, and then they kind of go through with a man, and it kind of startled us for a second. And we were so excited about the first action we were getting out of our offense. We weren't patient enough to continue to rotate it to expose their defensive stuff, so we didn't burn a ton of energy for them defensively. We either made the shot or missed it. And when we were missing, if we got one shot, they were kind of charging back down. So I think we didn't take enough gas out of them throughout the course of the game, but we were able to kind of finish and kind of get on the run. We turned it up in spurts. We had a bunch of defensive spurts where we would play really hard, and then we scratch the lead about 8, and then we come in and kind of relax, foul, and get it back out. I just think the consistency of the hype of, like, man, again, Tiger Nation being amazing, right? I think this is kind of one of the first time a lot of our kids, and it's the problem when you have all these transfers in, they don't understand Tiger Nation. They don't know how we show up and show out for the PV game, and so I think a lot of it was kind of like shell shocking, and I didn't want to embarrass myself, so I wasn't really going all out. But I think we overcame that, which is great to see as a coach, especially with the newly developed team, not so new in youth. But we were able to finish out pretty strong, so I was excited about that.
Before we talk about the players, talk about how you feel going 8-0 in the SWAC.
I don't really feel anything. I mean, I feel like every game we're trying to one game at a time. I feel like we're getting a lot of teams' best, and it's preparing us. I don't know what we're birthing to see down the road, but we're seeing a lot of different looks, and I just like that we can lock in and execute at tough moments. I don't think we put together like a 40-minute game in the SWAC yet where we were just doing everything on sync. We've let a lot of kind of give and take back in the game. So every game we take one game at a time. If we would have lost this game, then we're 7-1. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this isn't the championship. You're just trying to put together good basketball, especially for your fans and to stay in the hunt so that you can get into postseason. And we're really looking at this as developmental stages. We want to play in the postseason. We want to be there. You can go 8-0, lose the first game in postseason, and it doesn't matter, right? Like, we're really trying to grow, figure out the teams in the SWAC right now, figure out where we can expose and where this team could do and still maximize potential. Like, again, this kid here, 21-10. I mean, we're 8 games into the SWAC, and this is her first performance, right? That she's her, something that she's fully capable of doing. And so we're still trying to get a little of the pieces of the puzzle together and get everybody back comfortable with this new gel and sync. So we don't really look at it like that. We're just trying to get better every day. And it was really, really great to finally see my baby back, because she was back tonight.
Jaida, talk about your performance tonight.
Tonight, I just came out knowing I had to be there for Coach Skeete because kind of yesterday she got on me in practice. So today, I just went in just knowing to be free and be there.
Yeah, she's a double-double. I mean, when she's locked in and she's playing well, and the thing that a lot of people don't see is, like, Jada's smarter than she plays. Her IQ is really elite, and she knows everybody's option. It's just a matter of she locking in to do it. But she can move really well in the paint, and sometimes too well. We got to figure out what some of those foul calls are calling, because I think they're clean blocks up top. I don't know what we need to do to adjust, but we'll keep growing on that. But the things that she's doing, like, she could go play another game right now. We still haven't figured out how to get the best out of Jaida completely yet, you know, but I do think there's more in the tank, and that's where we kind of put our perspective into. It's just like, okay, now can we do this tomorrow? And can we do this the next day? And then can this become a thing versus like, oh, you're 8-0. Like, well, what good is like 8-0 and then you're not performing at your best? You know, like we're really searching for our kids to get to a space where they're performing at their best. And hopefully we'll get there and we can stay locked in throughout the course of the season. Very proud of her tonight.
Coach, your thoughts on the fourth quarter? Offense is kind of bogged down a bit.
Yeah, you know, again, I think we got into a space where we were just trying to ride the wave because we were up. And I think we got a little passive just because we were getting really good shots. We were just missing them. I mean, we drew up some stuff and some blobs, and, you know, they were fouling, and we were missing layups point blank, you know. And I think that's just another part of what I was saying, just our paint production, getting better at that. Then we started relying too much on that shot, and our perimeter shooters weren't looking to shoot. Every time we catch it, we were trying to drive, and it played a little into their hand at times because they were trapping a little bit. And so we just had to adjust. Again, execution-wise, it wasn't our best performance versus the scheme of what they were doing. But I didn't want to rattle us too much. And with the crowd being new to us and then get us uneasy, I really just tried to ride the wave right because we had a substantial lead early on, and just try to finish this game out with some composure and teach in this moment versus being completely upset that we were giving up all of these runs.
What does having a crowd mean to your team?
What does
having a crowd?
you know? What does it mean? Like, do you guys? I think they love it. You know, it's like it's so cool. Like I hear them in the locker rooms and stuff talking about the fan support, and you know they're on the comments and all of that. Like, you know that you're working for something and that people are excited. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. So I think that they love that. Right?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a family and culture here, knowing that our fans got our back, especially as us when sports is growing.
Jaida, do you accept the challenge that coach's high expectations he has for you?
I always accept Coach Skeete's challenge.
And I have a lot of them. I do.
What about fan trolling? She helped spark you guys defensively with those steals, and Jaida, you just laying them in nice and smooth. Look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at times. But talk about that, how you guys were working so well together in crucial times.
Well, that's my roomie. So we talk about this, we know together, so we know how each other is. This morning, actually, she was like, I need you today. So it was just being there for her.